Hello guys, I'm Super Anthony Characters here, and this is day 14 of me being interviewed by my imaginary friend. I hope you guys are able to comment because sometimes YouTube will turn off my comments, and I really dislike it when YouTube does that. Yeah, but if YouTube does turn off my comments, I'll turn them on because, yeah, I want my comments to be on because I want you guys to comment how good my video is. But yeah, anyways, let's start the interview. Don't ask why I took off my socks. Don't ask, please. So Anthony, how was your day today? It was good. Sorry about this. 1 second. Still here? Still staying here for a little bit? You say? Oh, alright. We'll drive safely, though. Alright. Sorry about that. Alright, so Anthony, how's your day at school? My day at school could have been better again. I was expecting to have a better day because my day could have been better yesterday, but my day could have been better again today. Yeah, I was expecting to have a good day today, but again, my day could have been better. This is like 4 days in a row that I had. This is like 4 days in a row that I had days that could have been better. About 4 days in a row that I had days that could have been better. Yeah, 4 days in a row or something like that. Alright. So, yeah, Anthony, I'm really sorry that your day could have been better again. I'm really sorry that you had a bad day again. It's alright. I can't believe it. It's like 4 days in a row. I've had a bad day. I mean, maybe it's not that I had a bad day, it's just that this is 4 days that my day could have been better. 4 days in a row. Alright, so tell me how your day went. Alright, my day could have been better in science class because when I was in science class, me and my friend Victor got into an interaction. And then, yeah, my friend Victor's the one who started the interaction. And then Mr. F said, Anthony, can you leave Victor alone? And then I said, but Victor's the one who interacted with me. And then he said, are you bugging Victor? And then I said, no. And then I got mad. And then I said, well, you're bugging me. And then Miss Carey said that was another reminder. And I needed too much. All right. So in science class, I needed too much reminders. I probably couldn't remember because I needed so much reminders. I needed like 5, maybe 4 or 5 reminders, maybe more than that. All right, so let me continue. So, and then I said, man, Mr. F is accusing me of of bothering Victor when Victor's the one who started the interaction? Now I'm mad at Mr. F now. And then, yeah. And then Miss Kara said, well, Anthony, you and Victor were getting into an interaction, and Mr. F talked to Victor too. And then you got mad at Mr. F because he had to talk to you about it. And Mr. F was not trying to accuse you of messing with Victor, and he wasn't trying to punish you. Yeah. I was kind of mad at Mr. F because I thought he was accusing me of messing with Victor. Because I said, Anthony, can you leave Victor alone? And then I said, oh, man. And then I said to Mr. F, now you're bugging me. And then Miss Carey said that was a reminder. Yeah, I said that Mr. F was bugging me. And then, yeah, I needed too much reminders. Well, maybe if Victor tries to have an interaction with me, maybe I should say to Victor, I should probably say, no, thank you. I don't like it. Instead of just interacting with Victor. Yeah, Victor's the one who started the interaction. And then I got mad at Mr. F because I thought he... Yeah, but I wasn't focused on anything else. I was just mad at Mr. F because I thought he was accusing me of bothering Victor. But I wasn't bothering Victor. But we were interacting, though. Yeah, my day could have been better in science class because I needed too much reminders. Yeah, this is probably 4 days in a row. My day could have been better. Probably 4 days in a row. Alright. Yeah, my day could have been better in science class because I needed too much reminders. I probably needed about 4 or 5 reminders, or maybe more than that, but I needed too much reminders. Well, when it's the third marking period, I'm going to try my best to get no reminders. And I'm going to try to do things without being asked, or without being reminded, or without being prompted by any staff member, or teachers, or paraprofessionals. Yeah, but yeah, my day could have been better. My day could have been better in science class because I needed too much reminders. Yeah. Now in math class, I needed 1 reminder. So in math class, alright, so when I was in math class, before I tell you why I needed a reminder, so when I was in math class, when it was time for me to do something called math bins, I had to complete 3 worksheets, and some of them were empty, and some of them I ran out of, and then there was one that I didn't run out of, and then Miss Carey said, Anthony, this bin is not empty. Yeah, I ran out of my coin math and my price math, but I didn't run out of my regrouping math. And then Miss Carey said, this folder is not empty. I mean, you might not like doing regrouping math, but sometimes you have to do things you don't like doing. So I had to do the regrouping math. Even though I didn't like it, I still had to do it because sometimes I have to do things I don't like. And then I asked Miss Bosser to check my work, but then she was busy. She either had to do something on her cell phone or her computer, but she didn't want to be I guess she didn't want to be interrupted. Yeah, she was either doing something on her cell phone or her computer, but she didn't want to be interrupted from doing neither one. So, she was busy doing, she was either doing something on her computer or her phone, but she just didn't want to be interrupted from doing any of that. So, I guess so. I guess she was busy. She was probably doing something, probably emailing something. Yeah, she was either on her phone or computer, but maybe I don't know, but she just didn't want to be interrupted. She was busy. So I had to ask Miss Carey, and I got all of them correct. Yeah, but, so, I needed one reminder because when I was in math class, I needed a reminder for putting my hands in my pants. And I don't know if it's a habit, but if it is a habit, then I need to break that habit because I heard that girls don't like it when men put their hands in their pants, I guess. Yeah, I don't want to do yeah, I probably don't want to do something like that. Maybe when I'm at home, but I don't know. Maybe I need to break that habit if it's a habit of putting my hands in my pants. Yeah, I gotta stop doing that because it's disgusting. And if a teacher sees me doing that, then they'll either make me go get hand sanitizer or they'll make me wash my hands because it's nasty to put your hands in your pants. So yeah, I needed one reminder for putting I needed one reminder in math class. Now in art, I didn't need any reminders, and this is the last day of the second marking period, and I got to do an announcement. I got to make an announcement in art class, I believe. I think I was making an announcement or something. I had to show everybody my art, and they got to do feedbacks, and they got to say something nice about my art. And I was actually kind of happy about it, and I was kind of nervous, but I still was doing good. Yeah, I didn't. I was being good in math and art class. Now in speech, I needed one reminder for not being a serious student. Yeah, because when we were in speech, we were doing something, and I wasn't being a serious student. I don't remember. It was probably because I was joking around. So I needed one reminder in speech for not being a serious student. Yeah, I know. I only needed one reminder in speech for not being a serious student. Yeah. But you know what? Sometimes I don't like going to speech, and sometimes I'll get mad and upset when I have to go to speech. But now I'm starting to realize that going to speech is actually really cool, and it can be fun sometimes. Yeah, sometimes I'll get mad and upset that I have to go to speech because I miss my exploratory class, and I have to go to speech during my exploratory. But sometimes I have to do things I don't want to do. And sometimes I have to do things that I might not like doing. But I have to deal with it because my speech language pathologist, Miss R, she can't get me during science. She can't get me during social studies. She can't get me during math. And she can't get me during English. Because those are all four of my important classes. So that's probably why she has to get me during exploratory, because that's probably the only time she could get me right now, and I have to deal with it. But good thing I haven't been getting mad and upset about having to go to speech, because I'm now starting to realize that going to speech is actually really cool, and it can be fun sometimes. Yeah, going to speech is actually really cool. I'm starting to realize that now. Yeah, I actually need to say something. So when I was in the hallway, there was a girl who was being nice, and she said hi to me in the hallway, and then I said hello. And there were two girls that mocked me and said hello, and then they laughed. I know these girls, and sometimes I have classes with them, but I think one of them's name uh maybe I'll let you know in the description. One of them was probably named Clarissa, and one of them was named, I don't know. I can't remember, but I do know that they did get sent the TOR for playing around in the hallways, and then I said, that's what you guys get. Yeah, the assistant principal, Miss TG, said, go down to Miss Dunn. That's the TOR teacher's name. And then they said, no, we don't want to go to TOR. We didn't do anything. And then she said, I am not going to repeat myself. Go down to Miss Dunn. Now, I should not have to repeat myself to some 7th graders. And then I said, I was talking under my breath, and I said, yeah, that's what you guys get for making fun of me. Now you guys gotta go to TOR. Yeah, now you guys gotta go to Miss Dunn, because that's what you guys get, because you guys were bullying me. Yeah, that's what I was doing. Because Miss Carrie told me she asked me did I have to use the bathroom because I kept putting my hands in my pants. And then Miss Carrie said, Anthony, do you need to go to the bathroom? Because putting your hands in your pants, that's not the right way. Do you need to use the bathroom? And I say, yeah, I do need to use the bathroom. Yeah, sometimes I put my hands in my pants when I need to use the bathroom. And then Miss Carrie said, Anthony, do you need to use the bathroom or something? Because putting your hands in your pants, that's not the correct way to use the bathroom. And I said, yes, I do need to use the bathroom. And then the speech teacher said, and the speech teacher and Miss Carrie said, I have to go to the bathroom and I need to take a hall pass. So I went to the bathroom, and then when I saw some girls in the hallway, one of them were being nice and saying hi, and I said hello. And then 2 girls, I think their names were like Clarissa and I can't remember the other one's name, but they were making jokes because I said hello. That's not funny. I was just saying hello because I was trying to be nice. I don't know why they were laughing at me, but then they got sent to TOR for fooling around in the hallway. They were in the hallway fooling around. And then the assistant principal said, "All right, guys, go down to Miss Dunn." And then they said, "No, we don't want to go to TOR." And they were insisting that they don't go to TOR. And then, sorry about that. That was my friend William calling me, but I'm making a video right now, so he could wait for a little bit. All right. So now, yeah, and then I said under my breath, "Yeah, that's what you guys get for bullying me. Now you guys got to go to TOR, and now you guys got to go to Miss Dunn." Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah. And I got 1 reminder in speech for not being a serious student. And actually, yeah, I got 1 reminder in speech for not being a serious student. Yeah. But yeah, sometimes I'll get mad and upset when I have to go to speech, because I don't like going to speech during exploratory, and I don't like missing exploratory. But now I'm starting to realize that going to speech is actually really cool. Speech is cool, and it could be fun. And I know that I don't like going to speech during my exploratory time, but I gotta get used to it, and I have to deal with it, because my speech language pathologist, she can't get me during science, she can't get me during social studies, she can't get me during math, and she can't get me during English, because those are all 4 of my important classes. And that's probably the reason why she gets me during exploratory, and she doesn't get me during science, social studies, math, or English, because those are all 4 of my important classes. Or maybe because she works at different schools. So that's probably why that's the only time she could get me for speech during my exploratory. Because she doesn't only work at Skyline Middle School, she works at different schools. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, now, yeah, I needed 1 reminder. Yeah, I had a good day in speech, but I just needed one reminder for not being a serious student. All right. Now in ELA class, I didn't earn a check or an X because I had to do some Acme deliveries. My friend William's texting me again, but he needs to wait because I'm making a video right now. All right. Yeah, he needs to wait. He could wait because I'm making a video right now. All right, but anyways, in ELA class, uh, so when I was in ELA class, my we had to do we were gonna do freckle, and then I said, "Can we start the timer?" And then Mr. Fortuna said, "No, we're not gonna start the timer." And then I just said, "Okay," and then let me think about what I said. And then I said, "Where's Miss Bosser?" I think I said that. And then Mr. Fortuna said, and I think Mr. Fortuna said I was trying to be an adult by saying adult comments. That's probably what he said. He probably said I was talking about the timer to be an adult. But I wasn't trying to be an adult. And this is why I'm not really thankful for Mr. Fortuna. Because I feel like he's trying to intimidate me. So that's why that Mr. Fortuna is not really a teacher I'm thankful for. But even though, even if there's a teacher you dislike, you still gotta respect them. Even if it's a teacher that you don't like, and even if it's a teacher that you're not thankful for. I mean, I guess I like Mr. Fortuna, but I'm not really thankful for him, though. But I guess I like him. Like, I guess he's alright, but not thankful for him, though. But sometimes, yeah, because he always makes the noise. But sometimes I just gotta say, okay. And then he said, Anthony, it's not like it's gonna mess up your day just because I made the noise. And I said, no. And we had to do some Acme deliveries. And we had to deliver some groceries to some schools. Shortledge, Warner Elementary School. Yeah, Shortledge, Evan Shortledge Elementary School. Amelia P. Warner Elementary School. And Linden Hill. We didn't get to do Linden Hill because we didn't come to school on time, so we had to go to school. We had to go back to Skyline Middle School because we were almost about to run out of time. So we didn't get to go to Linden Hill. Yeah. My day could have been better because in science class my day could have been better. And in math class my day was good, but I just needed one reminder for putting my hands in my pants. Now, in art, I had a good day. And in speech, I had a good day too, but I just needed one reminder for not being a serious student. And in ELA, I didn't earn a check or an X because I came to school at like 2:55 and dismissals at 3 o'clock. So I didn't earn a check or an X for ELA because we had to do some Acme deliveries and we didn't come back to school on time. So I guess my day could have been better in ELA too, because maybe I wasn't listening. Maybe. Yeah, but I wasn't trying to be an adult at all. I wasn't trying to be grown. I was just being Anthony, I guess. But I wasn't trying to be an adult, and I wasn't trying to be grown at all. Yeah. Yeah, Cesar. My day could have been better again, Cesar. This is like 4 days in a row that my day could have been better. Because my day could have been better today. My day could have been better yesterday. My day could have been better on. My day could have been better on like Tuesday, I think. Yeah, I think my day could have been better on Tuesday. Maybe, yeah, that's 3 days in a row. My day could have been better 3 days in a row. But let's try not to make it 4 days in a row. So, uh-oh. I forgot to let Miss Bossert know that I wanted to sit next to William or Victor for when it's time to change seats. So that way, now I might have to, now Miss Bossert might have to pick where my table mate's going to be. and I might have to sit next to someone that I might not want to sit next to. Yeah, Miss Bossert might pick who my table mate's gonna be, and it might be someone that I might not want to sit next to. But sometimes in school, I have to sit next to people that I might not want to sit next to. Yeah, I probably should have told Miss Bossert today that I wanted to sit next to my friends William or Victor for the third marking period, but I forgot to tell her. So now, Miss Bossert might pick who my table mate's gonna be. And it might not be someone that I want to sit next to. It might be my classmate Naima again, but yeah, sometimes in school, sometimes I have to sit next to people I don't want to sit next to in class. Yeah, I I forgot to let Miss Bossert know that I want to sit next to William or Victor for the third marking period. So now for the third marking period, my teacher Miss Bossert might have to pick she might pick who my table mate's gonna be. And when I'm in room 136, I might have to sit next to someone that I don't want to sit next to. I She might not put me next to William or Victor. She might put me next to someone like my friends like Naeem or maybe someone else, but it might not be next to William or Victor. Yeah. Well, we'll see when it's the third marking period, but I probably should have been responsible and told Miss Bossert that I wanted to sit next to William or Victor for the third marking period, but I forgot. And sometimes people forget sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes in class I have to sit next to people I might not like sitting next to or I might not want to sit next to. But yeah, we'll see when it's the third marking period. Alright guys, I guess we're gonna wait before we end the blog. Cesar, do you think I'm gonna have a better day when it's the third marking period? Yeah, I think you're gonna have a better day, and I think you might not get any checks. You might not get any checks or reminders. Yeah, I'm not gonna get any reminders, and I'm gonna be a serious student, and I'm gonna try to listen. Alright. Alright guys, I guess we're gonna end the blog there. My day could have been better in school today. And this is day 14 of the interview. Alright guys, I guess I'm gonna end the blog there. Alright, goodbye.